Yes, it's that time again, and I'm not talking about the traditional thing everybody thinks. Before we get started, greatest nations, United Nations, let me get into it. Let me say this. Jeffrey Epstein, the billionaire, well known in New York. Now, to some of you Clinton fans, you're going to assume that I'm going to objectively go into it, but I can't. Because now, during the Trump administration, ironically, he is now in custody by NYPD, and they are alleging he was dealing with something trafficking minors. Something. I can't go into detail on that YouTube guidelines, but this is crazy. Because as we remember, during the situation, they even said the Clintons were on a plane with him. This gets messy because they claimed he also had an island, and there were also young girls that came out accusing him, and it was alleged that they never even spoke to the authorities that were making the investigation reality in the marketing sense that media was talking about it. Now he is in custody. Jeffrey Epstein, what are your thoughts on this? Let me say this real quick before I get a little bit more detailed, that there is no sense of it. And I know of different situations like that, even with the Tentacion thing. That's why I talked about it like that. If a lot of you missed it, that's why I said go back. There were situations I was finding minor activity. That's why I spoke on it so hard. Y'all like, let it go, let it. So if your young girl gets snatched up, you want me to let that go? You want me to not try and figure out what's going on? Obviously, you don't feel that way, or I would hope you don't. But these are the situations we're looking at, guys. It's deeper than that. So they claimed the Clintons were on a private plane going to an island with him. Now, I do not know this. And I also want to take the time to apologize to who I may have offended with my shadow ban thing. I got some private messages. I don't believe that. But you got to understand, many people hit me up. And I do understand that there's an ideology floating. I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm just going to give an apology about that. I wasn't meaning to come at you. That wasn't my goal. But this situation here, this is heavy. And I think that more people are going to be lost in the mix. What I mean by that is we are seeing what's happening right now. But what's really about to happen is because he's his age and he's facing somewhere between 40 to 50 years, he's going to rat someone out. Now, my question is, what if this is during a Trump administration? This leads us back to the Clintons. So does Trump get the revenge he was aiming for? He's definitely making America great again, getting rid of someone with this type of mentality to do this and traffic them. It's like your child snatched up, disappears, and then they're off on some island doing some things that most adults don't even do. So let's be honest. Do you really care or don't you really care? I mean, are you as upset as I could be to you? But I'm understanding there's going to be people that think otherwise. That's why I'm trying to say, so put your comments below if you think otherwise, if you don't think Epstein should be held. I mean, this is a billionaire. Why are you even involved in that? Let me think of someone with $1 billion that are mentors and things I follow. They're always investing, teaching people to invest. Why do they have to do something with children? I don't understand. I don't know of this. This is not something that's my expertise. And right by the iconic poll, let me ask this. Do you guys believe that he is one of many? That would be the question. So NYPD strikes again. They have him in custody. And you know that's Trump's home place. Do you believe that this was for a purpose? Was this revenge? Because this case already came up before. And if I'm not mistaken, he got off. I don't even think he got probation for that, if I'm not mistaken about that. But now it's all over the news. It's everywhere. This is to catch a predator. This is literally to catch a predator. And to catch a cheater, if we consider the fact he may have a wife. He may not. He may just play around, but this time he's playing around with children, which is not something that is of the norm, nor allowed to the human understanding. This is not something that we promote. This is not something we condone. I don't think this is condoned in any way, shape, or form at any time in a person's career, in a person's life. For me being personalist to say this. But yeah, I threw that apology out because when you think of someone who's hierarchy, I never thought of it that the hierarchy, the problem is someone who doesn't do this. You know what I mean? I guess to each their own. I guess you guys have your own hierarchy when you look at people with money and what you condone and what you don't. And to my knowledge, a lot of people came forward saying they didn't like this. And I understand it. And, you know, I'm fully with you. I don't like it. Again, www.sweetiesmiracle.com promotes beard growth, organic. Everything's all organic. I broke midway to do that, to say this, that I rather promote the growth and the progression of everyone that watches me. That's part of what I do. That's pretty much what it is that I inspire. Even with CommenterNation, I know a lot of guys were telling me they didn't understand what I was doing. And the thing is, that's why we have people read the titles. If you read all my titles, they'll tell you exactly what's being talked about. Read the description, that tells you exactly the ideology behind what it is I'm saying. Read the tags. Sometime if you read my hyperlink tags, the hashtags, it will give you a hint of actually what it is that I was saying or what I was mentioning to. I broke it down a little more for the guy in the comments on my groupie lust video, so he saw exactly where I was going. Because there are videos and stuff, I just can't show everything on here on YouTube. That's why I made the Patreon in the first place. If you go over to www.patreon.com/TheCzarr, all rights reserved, TZARR, all rights reserved. That's the reasoning behind why that exists. Because on there, I'm going to be able to speak to them, and I'm going to even be able to give them the videos that they're looking for. So that's part of why they're over there and they're going to get certain things versus me coming out a certain way, just handing it, spoon feeding it to you. This is huge right now. This is one billionaire who could probably take down more billionaires. Do you think he's ever going to really stick around if he does that? I mean, he's a billionaire, but if you're going to take out other billionaires, if you have two billionaires put their money together, you're ghost. You're one billionaire, don't matter. So this is something that's huge. He's probably going to be in protective custody if he takes down other people with him. I can almost guarantee it. That's the sad part, actually. But that's my thing. What are your thoughts about it? I mean, I can't assume you guys rock with it, but I need to understand. I need you to hit the like button and slide down and leave a comment. I'm talking to you guys, the superstars that watch me. I need your opinions right now. What are your thoughts on this? Don't hesitate to tell me if you think, oh, he didn't really do it and stuff. Because remember, him and Trump didn't get along. Matter of fact, if you think logically, Trump never cared for him. They said they were friends. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. I don't know where they got that from. He was Clinton's friend. Allegedly, the Clintons rode on the plane with him. I knew Bill Clinton was there, but they're saying Hillary was there too. That's odd. I mean, what do I know? I'm just a YouTuber. But ultimately, what are your thoughts on this? I mean, there has to be some emotion in someone. This is an emotional situation. I mean, whose child was it? If he came back and said that, matter of fact, this is crazy. Because they're saying when the federal investigation happened, the person that led up the federal investigation was actually friends with Clinton. Allegedly. This is what they're alleging. There's a lot that's being alleged here. This is something we're definitely going to revisit in the future. So look it up, Jeffrey Epstein. And I'll have it spelled out in the topic so you can see it. But this is To Catch a Predator season. Wow. To catch a predator. I mean, a predator of children like that? Come on. Wow. They're saying child trafficking. They're alleging some heavy things. Like, this isn't a joke. When you're dealing with minors like that, it's not a joke, man. That's how you get them football numbers fast. If you ever done something like slap the minor's butt, did stuff like that, because I know some different things that people do. You want football numbers. And it doesn't matter if you did it yesterday. It doesn't matter if you did it years ago. You want football numbers. Period. I don't know what's wrong with these guys that think that that type of stuff is cool. They're confused. That means that you're looking at them. If you even are gonna touch them other than the normal hug, if you speak, and let me give y'all a cue. When a grown man tries to speak to a young minor like she's a grown woman, that's a red flag. Or if they speak about a minor, doesn't matter if it's their own kid, doesn't matter. That's a red flag. You might have a predator on your hands, to be honest. And they might have thought once or twice of trying to do, let's just be real. Those are the bases. That's my tip of the day for my fans. Tip of the day from TheCzarr. That's another series coming. Thank you for rocking with me, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think. This is getting heavy. Type it in. You're going to see it everywhere. Man, all rights reserved.